The Stanley Parable 2. Howdy everyone, welcome to the Stanley Parable 2. Let's get right into it. Begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Are we really doing this? Is this a game within a game?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The bucket!
Stanley
Yay!
picked up the bucket.
My buddy bucket. Hey. Get that out of here.
Stanley
looks the same.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better
Cool
than the
drinks.
meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Oh, bucket. You've never steered me wrong before.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Are any of the endings different now? What happens if I... How did I get... Oh, there was like a new content tour that I went through. I guess I will try for an ending I've already done to see if it's any different.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the
bucket's
meeting
talking to
room.
me.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, bucket. Whatever you say. What is this ramp? Wait, what? What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is different. This is also physically impossible. Collectible!
One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
Woo!
No reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Absolutely.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will. Don't you worry. Beautiful. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Okay. Where does this go? Okay. What is that? I can't tell what that is. Where are we? Oh, bucket. We're really in it now. What is going on here? What does that say? What does that say? Narrator dialogue. Interesting. What is this? Narrator sound system. Interesting. So many tapes. Was I the narrator all along?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
The bucket would never steer you wrong.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
So it was a good bucket.
Still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
It's a good bucket.
Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Treasure it.
I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
Oh my goodness.
Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Oh my god.
Caporata.
Boost. What is happening? Alright. That was that. Alright, moving on. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting today. In the meeting room. Figurine Finders Committee. There's my bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Hey, that thing is gone. Is this different? This is different. This is definitely different.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
The price of a beverage
How
these
insightful
days.
the bucket turned out to be.
$1.25. That's just crazy. There's nothing else different here, is there?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First,
yes.
walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Thrilling. Absolutely. I would not have it any other way. Me and this bucket. Together forever.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Well, if the bucket wants to stay here, then we're gonna stay here. Wish I could get a beverage.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
Alright.
Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Clearly. Click, clack, clunk. Beverage. Can I hop on this? Oh, ha 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 ha. Look at me. Ha 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 ha. Jumping on the couches. Wild animal. No one can no one could possibly stop me. No one can contain me. Oh, I've broken free. Okay. Moving on.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Let's get down to business.
No.
With my
Said
friend
the bucket.
Bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There's nothing else over there. I already got the collectible.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
All the way to the
Stanley
top,
did
huh?
not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Well.
But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
You betcha. This bucket's my buddy. This bucket would never steer me wrong. I would die for this bucket.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
You got it.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Absolutely. My buddy, the bucket, would never steer me wrong.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up
Okay.
the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
You got it, Bucket. You and me against the world.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once
Where's
upon
my
a
bucket?
time, I gave Stanley
Bucket,
a
no.
bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
The page pages. Where's my bucket? Where's my buddy, the bucket? Where's Bucket? Bucket, no. Bucket. Oh, there's Bucket. Oh, thank God. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your Bucket. Press M to take me to work with you. Have we done everything in the apartment, Mr. Bucket? Alright.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance
Where's the bucket?
was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship.
Bucket,
It doesn't
no.
literally talk and give you orders.
Turn that
Whatever
off.
Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
I can't turn this off, can I? That's ridiculous. Bucket! Press I to take me back home with you. Okay, you got it, Bucket.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Yeah.
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press X to go back to work. Sure thing, Bucket.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen
Yeah.
to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
How
That's
dare
it.
you talk about
It
Bucket that
doesn't
way?
do anything else.
Bucket is my friend. How could you? Don't listen to the loud man. Press K for us to go back home. You got it, Bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still
Bucket,
taking
bucket,
orders
bucket,
from the bucket. You know, once
Bucket,
upon
bucket,
a time,
there's
it was
bucket.
me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. His stupid
You
hunk
hush.
of metal.
Bucket is my best friend. Press Q to ignore anyone in your life except for me. You got it, Bucket. Why would I ever need to
Sad.
listen to anybody
I
else?
suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Shiny.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine.
Oh,
to
it sure does. It's so beautiful. Look at this bucket. Gorgeous bucket. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press V to go back home. You and me, bucket.
Yes, I suppose
You and me
on
against the
closer
world.
inspection, that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Look at it. It's
Like
so
it
beautiful.
would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
It's a very good bucket. Press K to relive the same day with me over and over. I would like nothing more. My good buddy bucket.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
And it's a very good
Why do I
bucket.
feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
It's a good bucket. Press B to go back home. To work, to home, to work, to home. As you wish, bucket.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do
Be with the
everything it
bucket.
asks. What's wrong with me? I
Oh
don't
my God.
understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would
Oh
be
my
less
God.
confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Bucket, listen. Listen, bucket. I think you may have misread some things here. I don't quite feel about you that way, bucket. I thought we were good buddies. You know, like the best of friends. Not really looking for anything quite more than that. Let's
Stanley, give me the bucket.
Let's go out
Give
into the
it to
living
me.
room and
Give
talk
me the
about
bucket,
this.
Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or
close
else.
your eyes. Okay. Oh boy. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. This
All
is
of his
interesting.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
my
to
God,
go
my
to
bucket.
the meeting. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Love this bucket. Oh. Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode. What? What? Okay. Dog mode. What does that mean? Finally, a door opened. I was so surprised and delighted.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did
How
little
dare
to
these
discourage
doors.
Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Interesting.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We're gonna keep going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Wait.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
God.
him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Dog mode activated. Oh my god, this is the best game in the world. Bark, 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 bark. This is so delightful. What more could you want?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
We've heard all that.
Stanley took the door on his left.
There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Me and my bucket against the world. It's me and my bucket. Two lads against the world. Me and my bucket. Singing
No,
songs.
stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no
Oh.
buckets past this point.
No
Stanley,
buckets.
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless...
What?
What
This
if
is
the problem
some
is that
bucket
you
discrimination.
actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket. suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
Oh boy.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please,
Really?
step in here for a moment.
You're not gonna take my bucket away, are you? This bucket's my friend. We're buddies. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Alright.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay,
Seems easy enough.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Let's see. Looks pretty bucket-like to me.
Incorrect.
No?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Damn it. I should have known.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Well, surely this one is a bucket. No?
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
Oh
not
my
an
gosh.
actual bucket.
Uh-huh. You 3D print... It would still be a bucket.
Item
Okay.
3. Is this a bucket?
Can I get a closer look? No, okay. This is definitely a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Alright, yeah, we got one. Okay.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Oh. Now I'm something of a bucket expert, and I would have to say, this is definitely a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Oh my god. This one is clearly a bucket. Definitely. Most definitely a bucket. It's gotta be a... Oh,
Correct.
it is a bucket.
This is a bucket.
Alright, okay. I am the bucket expert. This is definitely a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
That looks nothing like a bucket. What even is that? Just know it's a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Both. What does that mean? Oh my god.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
Uh-oh.
Let's see, it should be around here somewhere.
Those buckets, man, they'll get away from you. Gotta keep your eye on those buckets.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley.
Oh my god.
Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Well, that wasn't what I was trying to say originally, no. I was just being silly pressing buttons.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Yeah.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Who's to say? Who's
Stanley,
to say?
I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Oh, narrator, no.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay.
No! No! Absolutely not. No, don't you dare. Not my bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
Because everything's a
was
bucket.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Oh,
And
there you go.
Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
We couldn't
Yes,
possibly
I
match
actually
up
feel
to a
much more
bucket.
at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
And whose
So,
fault
tell
is
you
that?
what, I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Good,
And
good,
we'll
good.
know that it's all a bucket.
Right.
But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
That's
Who
the
knows
first thing
what
I'll
that
say.
information might do to a person. All right,
Everything's a
here we
bucket.
go.
Everything's a bucket. Everyone should know this. This is crucial information. Meeting today.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Good buddy bucket. Nothing can go wrong when I've got a bucket on my side. And what a delightful bucket this is. Oh, I'm no longer in dog mode.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Wait, let's see. No, we still need to go through the door I always forget about.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
Right,
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Pretty sure we did everything there. Yep, I think so. Alright.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
You know I gotta press the button. You know I have to. Gotta press the button. I've gotta. Can't not press the button. Big shiny red button. Who do you think I am?
Good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
Really?
I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh my goodness, what? What is...
You see, your friends
Oh,
and I
not
are
this thing again.
concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
Listen.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
How dare
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's
Who's
do it.
driving the truck? You better not try and take my bucket away. This bucket's my buddy. I don't know what I'd do without bucket. What's over here? Oh, I can't get through there.
Whee! Look at that wagon
Whee!
line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh dear. We're all assets.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But
Get the
if we
feeling
want to
I should
do
have played
that,
the
you're
first
going
one
to
first.
have to give something up.
No. No. Now listen. Now listen. This bucket and I, we've been through it all. We're thick as thieves. You couldn't possibly expect me to just give up my longest and closest friend, the bucket. You wouldn't dare even suggest such a thing. How could you? This bucket means everything.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why
No.
I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
No.
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No. No, absolutely not.
I think it'll make
no.
a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
Absolutely
True,
not.
It also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No, absolutely not. You get that shit on out of here.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
I don't want to even think about it.
Out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
Nope.
And then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I would never. Oh my god. No. No, you couldn't. You couldn't. No, you can't do
Now
this.
listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
Nope.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
I don't care.
Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you
Oh my
saying,
God.
how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if
Sure,
you were
that's what I
to
said.
really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Oh my god.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it.
Never.
We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like
Oh my
the
God.
Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
I will
Quickly
never.
now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god. We broke the game.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Eh. Bucket's way better. Phone? Hello? Phone? 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 Phone?
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you
Wow.
verify that this is correct?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
You're welcome. Who doesn't like boxes? Can never go wrong with more boxes. Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Alright.
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
My bucket buddy. You and me, bucket buddy. In
Stanley
it
clutched the
together.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We need to go straight.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the
We have
bucket
to resist
calling
the
to him,
button.
telling him, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section
Ugh.
and walked straight ahead to the
Button.
opposite door.
Button! Okay. We did it. That was rough, guys, but we did it. What's down here? Nothing. Fine. Whatever. We need more planks. How can we find them? There will be a reward for finding them all. Trust the completionist instincts. Maybe we are the collectibles. Oh, let's see. Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambience or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noises. Data shows that, in all likelihood, it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be Reverberance off a porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? That is all strange and fascinating. Weird spinning figurines. Artist rendering. Beautiful. Why floating? Magic? Magnets. Dreams? Can we sell them? How many are there? What do they want? Our data? Maybe? Why do they kind of look like 427? Employee 421, building a bridge. Oh, yeah, I got that one. Do we need contracts for them? Potential liability. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room. They feel pointless. TBH. Okay. Oh? There's the red and blue door. Oh, I have to not pick up the bucket. Oh. I couldn't leave my buddy bucket behind. Oh. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Number 3. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. 4. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Places to search. Large room looks at boxes. Inside a sequel exhibit. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Oh, well, I know where there's stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Is this some kind of game? Gotta collect them all. Gotta catch them all. Collectibles? I wonder if number 6 is the office. Who are you? 666 lol. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. To do. How can you tell if you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took pictures? Fig leaves are hard to find. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it! Red room? Thank you. Good luck. How can we find them? Bottom text. What do we know? Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure the retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. Who took these pictures of them? Okay, I think that is it. Alright. Broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The
The
broom
what?
closet. It wants the bucket.
What?
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Suppose that makes sense.
Stanley, don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Well,
I know
that's
how
what the
hard
bucket
it
wants.
must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
That's right, the bucket's my friend.
Oh no. We're getting
I
into
could never.
calling now, it seems. Is this
Uh-oh.
how low the broom closet has sunk that it
Oh my
has
gosh.
to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Broom closet, how
Stanley,
could you?
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
Oh my goodness.
And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply That you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
How could
That your
you?
relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
This broom closet isn't worth my time, honestly. This broom closet could go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
there's a
and
way
the
down
bucket
now.
walked upstairs to the boss's office.
My buddy Bucket and I are going down. To hell, apparently. Da-da-da-da! Woo!
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands?
Mini-stands.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines, that's it,
I think
that's
I
the
like
one.
that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Beautiful. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Stanlerines. What's going on in here?
But Stanley
Who
just
put a
couldn't
car
do
here?
it.
What?
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that.
Oh my
And
God.
in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred
1,
to
2,
Stanley.
B4.
Maybe, he thought
Is
to
this
himself,
important?
maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his
disagreeing with
arms.
this guy's talking.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
Oh my
How
God.
did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
Oh my
Surely
God.
no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were
my God, my
repeating,
bucket.
which was, of course, very odd. Now he
Oh, are they
himself
they're repeating? Whoa!
Gracious, he exclaimed.
Ah.
Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket!
Stanley, it's me.
Bucket, I'm coming.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his
No.
special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend.
Still writing
It was
this
the
down. I
only
don't know
way
if
to
it's
truly
important.
restore
It's
his
probably not.
sanity. And then suddenly, it froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredibly painful.
Oh, uh-oh.
Stanley doubled over in agony.
It's literally inside me. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, I was writing the
This is
whole
the
time.
story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh? Stanley's out.
Mariella woke up
Mariella's
on a day
in.
like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Oh, it's
But
this
on
picture.
This particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh my god.
Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Poor
Of
bucketless
course
sod.
He'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Aw, man.
How cruel the world can be, Marietta thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Delightful. 10 out of 10. Very great. Okay. Okay, interesting. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
waypoint.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Dog mode.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
Bucket.
But the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling... Stanley
Alright.
clutched the bucket
I
tightly
shouldn't
to
have.
his chest
I
and
should've waited.
entered the door on his left.
Oh well.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Wait, have we gotten all the right door endings?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Bark, bark, bark. We went up.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand
Catwalk.
adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together.
Couldn't get to
First,
there.
walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
I think we're
No,
out of
never
options.
mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I think we done fudged it.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Because I can't even reach the... Because there's no buckets allowed past that one point. Alright, let's just go down here. Future Grey, cut this out. We don't want to make people sit through this again.
I study this bucket, the less sense.
And we're back.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Surely. Surely I was mistaken.
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
For now. I got my eye on you. Alright. My bucket!
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Absolutely. Me and this bucket, buddies forever.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I think there's nothing left to do to the right. So let's go. See what's going on here. Mission status critical. Right. Nearby a fireplace. Broom closet. Should I?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can
no.
feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's
No,
as clear
no.
as day. This broom... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Right, I went downstairs. Executive bathroom. Oh. I've got the feeling money's for stealing. But not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines.
Really?
And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you
Figlies.
think, Stanley?
Figlies is
What
a
name
pretty funny
better
little word.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
I would say
Consider it.
Figlies.
I'm
Figlies is a
sure
good
it will
little
come
word.
to me.
Figlies. Soap. Alright. Input received. Oh my gosh, I had almost forgotten all about that. Oh, this opened. Okay. I'm so surprised when the doors open. What's going on here? What is this? Paper's like glowing. Oh, should we go up or down? I guess let's try up first. Stanley. Man, this is a long elevator. Good gravy. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ah, wait a minute. Okay, what happens if we go down? Does it only... Okay. Well, that was a productive little adventure. Alright. Fireplace.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would.
Alright.
And he knew it. The two of
this
them
bucket.
were inseparable. At
Absolutely.
this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Sure, I'll write that down. 2845. There is a fireplace here.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I'll get to it in a second. There's a secret passage. I need to find it.
2845.
Alright, bud. Briefcase? Alright, fine.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh.
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh my god, I was literally about to put it in. Alright. Okay. That's nice. Not super secret, but, good enough, I suppose. Hello.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
All right.
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Ooh.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Alright, going down. Me and my bucket going down the hill.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Plummeting? No.
It would be all
Not
Stanley could
plummeting.
do to
No
keep
thanks.
himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Thanks,
The
bucket.
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright. Ooh. Me and my bucket, we can do anything. We can conquer the world.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Let's, wait. Oh, there we go. I was just stuck on the floor.
Although
Escape.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Well, alright, if that's the fate of things.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
So long as Bucket's with me. Alright. And I somehow survived the fall. The power of Bucket, surely. Oh, what? What's happening? What is this? Oh, I
As the machine
see.
whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise,
Oh,
Stanley
dear.
reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
How dare
To
you?
be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
No, I regret
Farewell,
nothing.
Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Okay. No. No death for either of us. The Stanley
It was a
parable.
shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, where's Bucket? Oh, is this like the afterlife? Oh boy. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. Certainly true for my mind. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as the result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Well, we'll find out. Oh my goodness.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley
Bucket.
to take a bucket like this and
Bucket,
to claim
bucket.
it for his own? Can
Bucket,
you
bucket,
see the hubris that blinded him? Can you
Bucket,
see
bucket,
that
bucket.
the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
25 buckets. Well, I'm not an expert at math or anything, but 25. Oh, I don't know. Photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Well, if you say there's 25, you know, I'm not about to question that. A bucket with 2 handles. Oh my god. Incredible. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Oh my goodness. Incredible. Absolutely astounding. Whoa. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval area was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. That is true. Buckets are absolutely uncontrollable. Wild creatures. The stress bucket analogy. The stress bucket, presented without commentary. Okay. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Vulnerability, size and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. That makes total sense to me. 10 out of 10. That's a good bucket. Oh my goodness. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early... This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. How gracious of the bucket. Incredible, incredible. I never knew the rich history of buckets. This is amazing.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Certainly.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitability, is for our own good. Can I grab it? Can I? Yeah, bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I would never use the bucket. The bucket's my friend. Alright. Bucket.
A good bucket. A strong bucket. A humble bucket. A committed bucket. A bucket of culture and distinction.
Absolutely.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Did we do everything? Everything we could possibly do with our good buddy bucket? I know we did everything to the right. Oh, they got one collectible left. I guess I could give the bucket to the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Down. Go back.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
This
It's
isn't my
just a
bucket.
normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
Oh my
How
God.
did I end up with someone else's bucket?
How could this
is
have
all
happened?
terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Of course, of course.
Now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Oh my god.
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Bucket,
Could it
bucket
truly be
for
him?
you.
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to
Bucket.
return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
But
Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
alright, okay. So I think the only way to progress the game now is to not pick up the bucket. Oh man. What a horrible travesty. Oh, Bucket. You understand. You understand, Bucket, don't you? It will probably be safer for you if I leave you behind. You won't get crushed like you did that one time. You understand, Bucket. It's not that my feelings for you have changed. We're still the bestest of buddies. I simply just can't go on without you. It's physically impossible. I'll be leaving you now, Bucket. But you will remain forever in my heart. Bucket. And on we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I know the collectible.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I know that the collectible is in the red and blue door area. It was okay.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
This story has actually been
Someone
about
you've
the
been
bucket this
neglecting,
whole time.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
No buckets.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley
Collectible.
walked through the... And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley.
Perfect.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Absolutely.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
No, can't have that.
Instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
We're all done.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Alright. Figurines acquired. Okay. Okay. Blue door time.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, what if I actually do that now?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Oh, yeah.
You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all
Just
the
as
time.
I suspected.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Wish I had my bucket.
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
I want some sour candy. Sounds pretty good to me. I have sour candy.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just
hold
stay
on.
right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Okay. All right. Now, this stuff says it's insanely sour, and it's kind of just like it is. It's not insanely sour. I mean, it's more sour than, like, Sour Patch Kids and, like, most candy you get these days that's, like, sweet and sour. It's still, like, sweet and sour, but it's, like, more sour than sweet. And it comes with these funky little tongs. And there's a lot of, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a lot of the salt stuff at the bottom. And I'm very eager to just kind of dump that all in my face hole when I'm done eating all the rainbows. I would say not quite as sour as Sour Skittles, but it's pretty close. It's a really close second to Sour Skittles.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Do I have Sour Skittles? I don't think I have any Sour Skittles left. I think I ate them all. Anyways.
Oh no.
Stairs.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I think I just have to get through this ending. I got the
Please, no,
collectible.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Ugh, he's so sad. I know it's a game, but
Please,
he's so
Stanley,
sad.
think about what you're doing.
It makes me sad to make him sad, even though he's not even real.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived.
I lived,
You had
bitch.
me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Sure, let me just limp on back there. I just want to see if anything's changed.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Well, alright. Here, I'll see if anything actually happens if I sit here. Eh. Alright.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Gotta experience the whole game. You know the drill.
Stanley,
Splat.
let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Just check in again. See if anything's changed.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
This place is very lovely. Kinda wish I could hop off the edge and float in the void. But we can't have everything.
No, perhaps not.
Perhaps not. Perhaps snot.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
No.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
No.
Am I reading the situation correctly?
Nope.
Is it over?
Blip.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going
Minecraft.
back.
Oof noise. Alright. Huh?
Stanley,
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers.
Figglers.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it
I kind
fill
of
you to
forgot
the
about
brim
it
with
immediately.
inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Ooh.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
So long as we don't encounter any more skip buttons. Ah, lovely. Now remembering, when Stanley found the collectibles. Now, should I have played the first game first? I saw on Steam it said like Ultra Deluxe, and I was like, oh, I gotta have the Ultra Deluxe. It's the best. I don't know if that means Ultra Deluxe means second, like this is the second game. I'm not sure what's happening. I didn't even know there was more than one game. Why does it sound goopy? Maybe that was just me. I don't know. Weird sound effect. Anyways.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible.
Can you find them?
Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Never again. What's that? What's over here? What is this? What is happening here? What?
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley.
I sure
be
did.
honest.
Should I
Back
get the
then,
other
I
one?
had no faith in you to find any of them,
Alright.
let alone 6. But you continue
thanks
to
for that.
surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
7 out of 6. I should have grabbed the other one. I thought it would end. I thought it was like a choice. I could either go off to the secret spot or...
Okay, let's do a little quiz.
Understairs.
Which of these
Boss's
rooms
bathroom.
was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
I'm pretty sure I went down first.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You
Right.
picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Right,
I'm
that's
glad
how that
these
works.
moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Well, if science says so, who am I to
Let's
disagree
see,
with
what
that?
came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
Did we?
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Well, if you say so. Sure, absolutely. Ah, this good old pink room. Oh, the memories we made here. Alright.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In
Right.
fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, lovely. What's that over there? It's mini stand number 5! Whoa! Is this my actual footage? You found it behind the boss's office. Whoa! Thanks for watching. Hey. Starring Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but
Did
it
you
was
really?
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
It was incredible. 10 out of 10.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the
Right.
final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
It
Perhaps
did happen
because
last.
it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is
The human
moment
brain is an
when you
enigma.
picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, these both go... Yeah, same place. You are in the present, if you say so.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but
Hey,
move
it's the fern.
forward into the
I remember this
future.
fern.
Goodbye, memory zone.
I studied that fern so well.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
No?
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do
Backwards?
the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Oh boy, okay. What about this fern? You're not gonna say anything about the fern? Alright. Off we go!
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all
Nice.
the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Okay. He's fallen into the collectibles trap. We've all been there.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah, that just happened. Oh boy.
Yes, I love that video.
Great. Ah, the pink room. Who could forget the
Still
pink
don't
room?
remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Solid room. 10 out of 10. 14 out of 6.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Sure. Stanley's. Fig leaves. Wait, what happens if I go this way? Oh, okay. Nothing.
This was our second figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The whole Stanley parable too. And that whole shenanigans. Yeah, this place. It's a lot darker than I remember it. Where's the hole? Jump.
Look,
Jump.
it's the terrible new
Jump, jump.
content that we
Jump.
were originally
No
sold
jump.
on. I remember
No
hating
jump.
it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Taking a real big trip down memory lane here, bud. Nostalgia's good sometimes. Can inspire hope for the future. Because if you are happy in the past, logically you can be happy again in the future. And that's how that works.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Classic.
And
The
before
office.
everything else, there was your office. Is there
Boop, boop,
anything
boop.
else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
There was a whole bunch of other playthroughs.
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it.
Can
I'll
you?
be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling this story so very much.
You
Okay,
got it, boss.
here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh,
No matter how hard
only
Stanley
one
looked,
left.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Only one left. I'm so excited to see what that does. Bucket. Oh, beautiful bucket. There are still some pathways I have not gone down. I think I've done everything to the right, right? I don't think I've, like, followed the narrative.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. I should have been I should have been writing it down, taking more diligent notes. I was like, oh, I'll keep it in my brain.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Reboot the game
Feeling a wave
entirely.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Reboot the game entirely. Well, like right now? Profits. Should I reboot the game? I would lose all my progress. Let's see what happens if I do this first.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so
There's a
he turned
broom.
around and got back on track.
What if I stay in the broom closet? Broom?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
There's
no
a broom in here.
reason to still be here.
3 tools.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Well, I'm just gonna stand then.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I sure
Standing
am.
around doing nothing? Why? Please
See
offer
your
me some
dialogue.
explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I want to see what happens. That's why.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Close the door. This is my home now.
To you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Oh,
He
that's just
probably
weird.
only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Now you're just being rude for no reason.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Definitely.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
You got me.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Absolutely.
All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Wow. That was real subtle. Is that it? I think that's it. I think we did it all. Broom closet, done so.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You, too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
That's delightful. Is that it? Is that really it? Okay, I think we're done. Okay, I think we're done. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, alright. Oh, this is different. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Who is vandalizing this bathroom? Is it the boss? Input? No. Is this elevator the same as before? So let's have a little test. Yeah, it's probably the same. Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss
terrible
had assigned
truth.
it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Stanley's just incredible. Can I hit up? No, cannot. Alright. Loading, loading, loading. Alright, you settle down. Wait. Can I go back up? Oh, I can!
Whoops. No. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
Silly you.
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Is there anything different? Perhaps?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Good, I'm glad. Can't go back any further, can I? There's nothing else I can do here. No buttons. I've already forgotten what the numbers were. Do I have numbers I could put in? letters. 12, 25. Nah. Alright. That's probably nothing.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies
What
and
else was there to
gentlemen,
do?
How does he keep coming up with all of this?
Oh my god. The sass.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Won't he?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No.
You fool.
It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The
Oh, the
suspense
possibilities.
is killing me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
Incredible. I can't believe
This
it.
absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Oh. Alright. Is this... Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright.
Prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Oh, okay. You do you, bud.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it.
Alright.
I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before,
Good
I
job.
turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Alright. Down we go.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I
Never
have no
before.
frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Nothing? Up we go. He might actually be done.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold
Huh?
on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
Right.
Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
You know, I
There
genuinely
we
don't know
go.
if he's joking anymore.
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started.
Sounds exhausting.
Where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took
Well,
this bold step
you are
of
welcome.
revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you. So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How we did it. The pyramids. Live. The guy who went to Mars. Oh my goodness. World peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
The Minecraft door again. Oh my god. World's first sentient machine. Surely I am on par with all of these incredible
Right.
figures.
Are you ready? I've
Welcome,
told them you're
Stanley.
going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what
Almost
it
chair,
means
go,
to
table,
craft
nut
a
bar.
truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
Oh dear, this is a lot of pressure. Oh my god. Congratulations, Stanley. I remember where you came from, your coworkers. Sorry. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Break a leg, champ. Your boss. Hang on, I gotta read all these. My boss wrote the same thing twice. I love the way you ride elevators. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Stanley. My true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. It's cursive, I'm sorry. Your wife from the apartment ending. Alright. Oh boy. The dude who came up with pizza. Oh man. The Lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, they're all mannequins. Oh, that's unsettling. Okay. And I pass out immediately, because that's way too much pressure to handle. Oh, that's it, okay. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. What? What? Oh my god. I knew it. Heaven is a bunch of buttons. Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta press all the buttons. I have to press them all. This is incredible. This is the best game in the world. Oh my god. Did the buttons turn back on? Or am I actually pressing them all? Oh, they are turning back on. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. I'm literally just gonna sit here for like 20 minutes and press buttons. 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 I honestly don't know how to even get out of here. Begin the game again. Well, this is always here if I would have pressed more buttons.
All
All
of
right.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. I wonder if there's a way to check if I've gotten everything.
Stanley
Okay.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I think I will reboot the game entirely. We'll see what that does. One moment, everybody. While I reboot the game. Buttons. What is the current time? I've been playing for a while. Holy crap. 8, 45. Hang on. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. Oh, well, you're welcome. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Well, you're welcome. I just do what I'm told. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Well, they are. Get out of here. Shoo. Just give me the clock. I will show you in a second. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Where's my clock? Alright. Oh, I can. I'm a fool. There you go. Oh, that's Riley, too. Doggo. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. What a treat. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Oh boy, oh dear. How fun. Begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Achievement unlocked. Welcome back. Thanks. Glad to be back. I'm not sure if the achievements will show up. Because I'm not screen recording, I'm recording just the game.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No funny business at all this run. We're just going straight there. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, you know, I didn't do this ending, did I? That's right. Totally forgot about this. Mind control. Wonder what this button does.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Sure. Secrets. Discovering all the secrets. Anything special over here? Press button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Pirate? What is pirate? I can't even see it. I don't even know what that is. Well.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Couldn't be
Had
true.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh man, what is going on here?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It
Sorry,
was
Stanley.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Is there anything special to do here? Console disabled. What's this nonsense in the middle here? Interesting. Okay. 5. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. System power
And when at
off
last
on.
he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Alright, well, I have to remark on the silliness of all of this crazy mind control operation, and then the power system is off on. Very, very secure, the system. Let's complete this no-nonsense round. We can come back and do a nonsense later.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Should have brought a flashlight.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Way to go,
Freedom
Stanley.
was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
How lovely.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Interesting.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
I've lost
the
control.
immense
Stanley now.
possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stan the man. Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Well, there we go. But we're back. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wonder if it's different if I take the bucket. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'll take the bucket.
The embrace of an old friend.
My buddy.
A withered companionship that stands the test of time.
Bucket and I are back together.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
That's right. Now we can do nonsense. With our good buddy Bucket. Bucket. Bucket buddy. Me and my bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Me and my bucket gonna do some silly shenanigans.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Bucket.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Is that me up there? That blurry one? 234. Is that my number? I know he said it like 50 times, but I've
Was the
totally
bucket
forgot.
under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Oh,
Had
man.
the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions
These are the real
raced
questions.
furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Oh, yeah.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
What is that for? 5. 5 what? Wait. Wait. There's another button up there. Oh, there's a button. I can see it. How do I get up there? Oh, it's so dark I can barely see. Is this closed? I can't get up there, it's closed. Ah, beans. How? Can I get up there? No, I can't get up there. Well, you can't just hide buttons. What is this? Oh, button. Alright, okay. I bet you there's 5 buttons, and I need to press them in order. Where are these buttons? Here's some buttons. 1, 2, 3 was back over here. How do I get up there? There's gotta be some way up there. There's a staircase. It just goes there. It's blocked off. I can't get up there. I don't know. How do I get up there? There's gotta be somewhere. Wait, maybe if I turn the power on. Oh.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, but at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Bucket!
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Oh, bucket.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
Bucket,
Stanley
no.
was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Silly birds.
Silly birds. The
Oh,
control
hell
buttons
yeah.
became active again.
Birdies! What? Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Fantastic.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Of course.
But he'd known this all along.
Of course.
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken,
I can
this
barely
one
see.
was surely the best.
No, I can't go
And
back.
Stanley was happy.
Silly birds. Well, alright. Silly bird ending. Okay. I wonder if that one ending where you get crushed is any different
All
if you
of his
don't have the
co-workers
bucket.
were gone. What could it mean? Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
2,
indication of any
4, 5?
human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I'm sorry.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
I'm sorry. Oh. I've just been through this a couple times. I'm sorry.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Alright.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
See, I'm without the
The
bucket
door
this time,
behind
so
him
I'm
was
thinking
not
it'll be a
shut.
different ending.
Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Alright. Nobody lives forever.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ripperbony. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
That's
What
how it goes.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I just realized the microphone was off. I just said hello, I'm back, and I have Arizona green tea. Okay. Okay, alright, okay. Nature paintings. Oh, these are all those stock photos. Oh, right, okay. Getting back into it. The Office. The two doors. The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Interesting. Filing cabinets. Fascinating. Office computers. That crappy solitaire. Oh. Turn that off. Can't be wasting electricity here. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. I've never heard that before. That I've heard. Pretty sure I've heard that. I've heard that. I'm not sure if I've heard that one. Okay, interesting. The credits. Great job, everybody. Which way should we go? What's over here? Boss's office. The lounge. Underground. Office clock. Narration outtakes.
Stanley pushed the big red button.
Kevin Brightening.
Stanley stood on the snow.
Kevin Brighting. Kevin Brighting.
Stanley pushed the number 6.
Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over...
Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design.
Oh boy.
Textbook mistake.
Over
It's the
2
kind
years of
thing you
development.
pick up on intuitively if you have
These
been on
are
those
clips from
fundamental
earlier takes that were not used in the final game.
design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You're just going to make this easy. Congratulations.
I think I don't like this room. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle on out of here. Maintenance room. Fun. Oh my god. Monies. Warzone. What? Alien base. Awesome. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Well, we wouldn't want to be too on the nose. The apartment timer. Oh, uh-oh. Is it gonna... The cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this earlier version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Fantastic. Meeting room. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately, it was the simplest version that went out. The game is now paused. In the game again, blah blah blah. Escape menu. Whoa, look at that big button. Oh. Big button. Man. What is happening here? Countdown desk. One of the desks from an earlier version of the countdown ending. Okay. Freedom ending. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created November 2011, the second March 2012, and the third February 2013. 427, that's his number. Yeah, I should write that down. My memory's so bad, I never remember. 427. I forgot I wrote it down. It's literally the first thing I wrote down. What in the... Oh my god. We're all going to pretend that didn't happen. Anyways... Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Will the Stanley Parable of Infinite Quests? How many endings? The Stanley Parable is really going to make shopping. We'll have a fine selection of dessert boots. How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? You know, those are some good questions. How is the game going? I hope it's as good or better than the first one. From a cool man. Are you a rock? Well, who's to say? We already had enough trouble with buckets. What is a strange number? What the significance of the number 1112800 is? Oh. We came up here. That thing is there. Came through here. Looked at that. That leads back there. Did we go here? I don't think we did. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Interesting. Did we come down here? Oh yeah, that's where that is. I think we've seen it all. Okay. This has been fascinating.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
The Stanley Parable. On, off. Well, I see a lever, I gotta flip it.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Absolutely.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
What's a narrator without a story?
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
Press
As long as
escape.
you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Oh, quitting the game.
Choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I don't want to quit the game. I want to keep playing. It's a fun game. Having a good time. What else is there to do? What path have I not taken? Let's think about this for a second. I guess I haven't, like, beaten the game true ending with the bucket. It was just Stanley. Yeah, we'll do that real quick.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Bucket, me and my bucket on the way to escape this weird place. We still got these 5 buttons around this room to press. But how do you get up there? This is blocked off. I don't know. Ugh.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Shut it down.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Huh? What?
Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Oh.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh. Oh no.
The facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
Oh man.
Going to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
Oh my god.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
At least bucket and I are together.
In darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh boy.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Bucket.
What could it mean? Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Have we done every possible thing to do with the bucket? I could put the bucket in the closet. I think. Bark, bark, bark.
But now more than ever, perhaps his boss's office was where
it's
he'd
right here.
find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Buckets.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must
I
be,
can't.
given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right
I
now.
would
but you have to be
never.
strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Oh, yeah?
Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all
Take
your
a hike.
meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Property of Stanley. Well, Stanley
All
doesn't
right,
own the
I've got a
bucket.
second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
Ah,
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
absolutely.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I think that's it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't think there's anything else to do.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that.
Beverage.
And in such a competitive economy, why had
Beverage.
he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. This isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone
it's got a
else's
sticker
bucket,
on it.
perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Bleep. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hey, it's got the stickers on it now. I think if we don't pick up the bucket and we try some of the right door endings, maybe it'll be
When Stanley
different.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I remember we came through and we got the red door ending. Let's go for the
Look,
one
Stanley,
up.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. To let her back into
Urgent.
your life.
Employee should never,
She's been
under
waiting.
any circumstances, attempt to... We'll never know.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack.
Oh, that's funny.
Excellent.
It wasn't actually...
Making choices on a
keeping
regular
track of my
basis
time.
is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Well, this all seems the same so far.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, what happens if I go along?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Surely.
And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
I am the most
Stanley
expensive
had been
boss.
trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
You can do it,
He
Stanley.
drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Let's do it. Did I do it? Bloop bloop. Oh, can I even do it? Is it?
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I sure would like to. I can't do it.
I'm sorry, is there a
Simply
problem?
cannot.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm trying. Dude, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do here.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You
Oh, darn it.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
What happens if we go again? I was trying. Maybe I did something wrong.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Yeah, I think this is how it's supposed to go, probably.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I might
Right.
have to go through the great door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Yeah, I think I have to go through the door on the
behave
right.
exactly as Stanley would. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Look, I tried the other door so many times.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase
If only
that
I could
knowledge.
jump.
I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever.
stole my
I
jumps.
couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Alright. So, I think I've gotten... I can't think of anything else I could do. I think I've gotten it all. Right? I could try the Silly Birds ending without the bucket. I think that's... Should I, Should I go to Button Heaven again? I'll do that later. We'll do that later.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I'm sorry, are you getting tired of this? Narrator? So when I get a little impatient, I get chewed out. But when the narrator gets impatient, I see, it's double
Stanley walked
standards.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Double standards.
Walking, eating, working,
There's still
all
these
of it
stinking
monitored
buttons.
and commanded from this very place.
There's gotta be. They wouldn't just put buttons in there, would they? They wouldn't trick me like that. They couldn't. No. Surely not.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I sure
After
did.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Oh gosh.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let
Press
it go,
buttons.
turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
there's the security
nuclear
systems.
detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
Oh dear.
Ah, now this is making things a little
I
more
bet it's
fun,
the
isn't it,
buttons.
Stanley?
I bet.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me,
Is this
where
open?
we're going, what all this
It's
means.
open.
I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Oh?
I erased them.
Oh no.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever,
wait a
pushing
second,
buttons
laptop.
endlessly and then dying alone.
Oh my
Other
goodness.
times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No, I know. I just want to
assume when you
hear
saw
what you
that
have to
timer
say.
that something in this room was capable of turning it off. I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Sold? Do you have any idea what
I
your
kind of want
purpose
to
in
press
this
it just to
space is?
smite you.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Alright.
Take a look at
It's
the
about
clock,
time.
Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have
No?
left to struggle.
No?
30
It wasn't that?
seconds until a big boom and then
Oh dear.
nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
Maybe I waited too
Cling
long.
desperately to your frail life.
Wait,
Or will
this
you
is-
let it go peacefully?
Hey.
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the
Goodbye,
same.
employee
All
47.
part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
I pressed the buttons. Maybe I waited too long. I might have waited too long. Or maybe there really was no. I'm gonna try it one more time just to be sure, and I'm gonna cut me getting there out.
Already this was uncomfortable.
Oh?
And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Okay. Oh,
Here's the door, just go.
alright.
And
427.
Stanley, all of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
Well, that's
nothing.
okay, it was almost empty anyways. Whew. Alright. Anyways, 427. Over here, right? 427 right there. Dead center. Yeah, I think that's just my office. Okay.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley.
I can't see.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it,
Here we
Stanley?
go.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
Okay.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely
You have
in this
3
instance
attempts
of the
remaining.
story. Sometimes when I tell it,
What?
I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times,
Oh,
I
this
let
is-
the office sink
okay.
into the ground,
I'm not meant to solve
swallowing
this.
everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Yeah, I think that there's no real way to beat that, is my assumption. But it is interesting that the narrator knew that I'd tried that before and was on my second attempt. If I try again, will the narrator say something different, maybe? So one way to find out.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
And there's a lot more computers on. I'm gonna try again. Because this is suspicious.
Here's the door, just go.
I'm going. Oh, I reached for more tea, but I drank it all.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
If I am meant to repeat this, then this part here is a little bit tedious.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
This was the same dialogue as last time.
And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left.
This is it.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ripperoni. Okay, so that's definitely... There's nothing more to do there. Can I grab the bucket and then...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Wait.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wanted to grab the bucket and then do button heaven.
He couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let me do this. Button heaven. Alright. Button heaven. Okay. Let's settings. Please enter... Oh, you know what? I've been allowed... 7's good. 7's a good time. Oops. Your favorite time of day. That's right. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? I don't know what time it is, actually. 10:40. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 7:13 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate? It's not too bad. Kind of. Only a couple hours off. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders. We've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is there anything we could possibly do? I guess I'll test out some other endings and make sure nothing's different. See, there's no choice here.
Okay,
I'll
I'm going
leave
to
it to
stop
that.
you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
What if I hit 4?
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of
I
a
don't
new
think it
game I've
matters.
been working on,
Wait,
and now would be a
select for the
lovely
second one.
opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. You heartless bastard. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay, so I have done some testing, and I think I've gotten everything, all the like endings. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've gotten all the achievements. There's no way. I've barely gotten like half the achievements probably. Last time I closed out, I think I was at 4 out of 11 achievements. That sounds right. So I'm going to close out, come back in, and see what the guy at the beginning has to say. Just the slider. Just the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Yay! Just the slider till the number 5 becomes the number 9. Alright, oh, there we go. Just a slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Woo! Woo! Okay. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Aku Bowen Call? Aku Bowen Call. Scrumtush. Scrumtush. Please don't adjust the slider. Oh, I really want to. But okay, I won't. Do you know what time it is right now? 10:55. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? What? Yeah. Yes? What time is it anyway? Yes. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Well, yeah, there's lots of stuff. Help? Yeah. What? Will you come back to visit me? Yes? Strange. Let me hop in the game real quick and see if anything is different. Okay, let's jump out and back in again. What time is it? 10:56. Does anyone really truly know? Well, time is relative. Of course I don't. Nobody knows anything. Well, you and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all of the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. I mean, dog, cat, friends, the number 9, slide the slider until you don't feel like sliding it no more. I don't know, there's no more data, yeah. You're right, there's no more data you could possibly get. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time is. This is true. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. Yeah, I did suspect. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. Well, there's multiplayer games. You like being alone, don't you? A little bit, yeah. Sometimes. That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There is still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. What? What? Wait. Epilogue? Epilogue! Epilogue. Many, many years later. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, I'm moving around. Okay. Well, it's very pretty out here. Despite the... Oh, it's so windy. Oh. Gosh. Interesting. Is this a generator? Maybe? What is happening here? Cookie 9. Uncompromising game content. Review 2. The Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fanbase. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinite deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting, a welcome reprieve from... Okay. Oh, Cookie. What does this say? Cat Dog Born. Incredible. I watched maybe 2 episodes of that show as a kid. Is this? Oh. Jim. Jim. That's me. I'm Jim. Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs. No more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise. But a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game, and to stop assaulting fans with their reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Man. I mean... Jim. What is... Oh, figurines. Can I... Ah! It's forever gonna bother me that I'm missing one, because I didn't collect that one when I was meant to. Oh. Whoa! What's going on here? Is this anything? Oh, okay. Alright. What does that say? Thank you for enjoying the new content. You're welcome. Oh, okay. Hello again. Hello! It's nice to see you. Nice to see you too. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Hell yeah. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable 3, The Reckoning, Dawn of the New Age. Oh my goodness. Stanley versus Stanley versus Choice. That's pretty on theme, I think. The Stanley Parable 3, Stanley versus Choice. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again, with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Well, I mean, I'm all for creating for creation's sake, and not thinking too much about, like, feedback and fans. I mean, I really understand that feedback is important, and, like, you know, games are made to be played. And if nobody wants to play your game, then, you know, that's, you know, like, why make games. However, I think taking it to, like, not even making a game and just putting a new title in it, that's, you know, seems more effort than it's worth, honestly. I don't know. Sure, let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you've put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Oh, yeah. Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. Bucket, is that you? We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. You got it, boss. It is 11:08. I have been playing this all day. Please adjust the slider until the leader is barely visible. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Alright. The Stanley Parable 3. It's beautiful. Okay. Okay, so now the achievement machine works. Allegedly. So,
This is the story of a man named
how do we get
Stanley.
there? I forget. Alright. So, let me remember. Is it down the elevator with the button? Because the achievement machine is in that one room with all the, you know, with the infinite hole and everything. I really can't remember how I got there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't need the bucket, because I get the bucket in that place. Oh! Yes, that's right. It was this funky side door, that's why I can't remember. Alright.
I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Alright.
Easily re-released with a few minor additions. Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
They're back. 2 doors.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe.
Double the fern.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
So, I really would have played the first one had I known it existed. I was recommended the game, and I was told, don't look at anything about the game. And so I went on to Steam, and I typed in Stanley Parable, and it was like, deluxe extra whatever, it's got extra content in it. And I was like, okay, I'll get that one. That one sounds good. I didn't realize it was like the sequel, and there was a game before this. So that's why I'm here playing the second one. Maybe I'll play the first one after I'm done with this. New content. Let's see. The achievement machine was over here. Alright. New and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. It just works. Get it here. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Alright. Yeah! Achievement unlocked. Test achievement, please ignore.
The machine is not working yet since... What? Wait, what in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement?
I sure did.
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it?
Don't worry about it.
Are we being watched?
Perhaps.
Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Are you okay, bud? Calm down. It's okay. It's just my pal, the menu guy. Let's get my buddy the bucket. Bucket. Bucket, my friend the bucket. Bucket would never do me wrong, it's my bucket buddy. Pals to the end, bucket buddy.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical. Yes,
give me
the
that
bucket is the perfect solution.
Give me that.
Come on, give it a try.
Bucket, my buddy. Reunited at last.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Stanley Parable 2, Electric Boogaloo. But we're in Stanley Parable 3.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
What happens if I pick this one this time?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Interesting. Okay, we got different balloons now. Nice. Beautiful.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright. So time for the hole. The infinite hole. Me and my butt
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is...
And down we go. My bucket and me.
One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What happens if I actually do that?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Well, I don't need to do all that again, do we? Let's mosey on. Out of order? You've been here already. Well, I was at the hole already, too. And I already got the bucket. Fine. That's fine. Whatever. Let's hear my name. That's not my name. That's not my name. Jim.
Sorry,
That's
I should
me.
have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
That's
but
my
of
name.
course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Jim.
Here.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Oh there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
There's never enough Jim.
Otherwise,
No.
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No. Man. Alright, whatever. Jim? No, no Jim. No more Jim.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I'm ready. Oh, this balloon's different. These filing cabinets don't make any sense. Why would you put these like this? Behind this desk, and these with the drawers opening into the space where other doors would open. That is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh my god. Breaking the illusion. This game is unplayable. Anyways.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Get well someday. Alright, is anything different? Let me take the bucket with me.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Should I go in here again? It gave me the door.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
For the first time. Wow. Maybe it'll be different now that I have the
you
bucket.
see, isn't this far superior to a measly...
If I go and get the bucket, but I've already got the bucket, then what the heck would happen? Oh, okay.
Wait, there are 2 buckets here. How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
I couldn't grab it.
Stanley!
No!
I didn't lose you, Stanley. The power of 2 buckets was too much.
Bucket!
I had to destroy both of them.
No!
I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
Oh my god. Bucket! Oh my god. How could you have done this? Bucket! My friend! My best buddy! Bucket, no! I can't believe this. This is unacceptable. Bucket. Oh, Bucket. Oh my god. This is unbelievable. I can't believe you've done this. How can I even go on? What's even the point now without my bucket? My poor buddy Bucket. Oh. How could I have let this happen? I should have known this was a possibility. Oh. man. I don't even feel like doing anything else. Well, maybe the achievement? Oh, man. Bucket. This is a travesty. I will never emotionally recover.
Now here's something
I'll
special.
never emotionally
You remember
recover
that
from
broken
this.
test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to... As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait.
Achieved.
What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement?
Mm-hmm.
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure? Composure. Yes, as you can... What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Well, I'm just gonna leave, man. What's even the point of any of this?
Calling
Plus
it the
my
Stanley
bucket.
Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2. Now, all right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Ah, whatever. There's no more bucket.
Okay. Are you ready?
Whatever.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, bucket. Oh, sweet bucket.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold
What
on.
could have been.
Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Buckets. How dare you
Like it,
use...
Stanley.
How dare you use the
This
image
isn't
of
a
bucket?
video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
If I go to the epilogue now, is anything different? What in the... What? Oh, that's a light. Oh. I thought it was some sort of creature. Man. Jim.
Jim.
Jim. Jim. Jim.
Stanley. Jim.
Wait, what?
Jim. Stanley.
Stanley?
Stanley.
Oh. That's not Jim. What is that? Stanley. No hands on the clock at all. Is this any different? Hello again. It's nice to see you. I think this is all the same. We're gonna make the Stanley Parable 4. Maybe there really is nothing new. And it really is just changing the title screen. Skeleton Pirate. Sounds awesome. Skeleton Pirate. What if I say no? Because I agreed before because I thought maybe there would be actually new content somewhere, secretly. What happens if I say don't do it? I understand. Sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Okay. Oh, I don't like that. The
This
end
is the
never.
story of a man named Stanley.
The end really is never if we keep inventing new titles. Call it a new game, but it's not really. Well, let's think. I think. Pretty sure we've gotten everything we can. Probably. Right? Well, in either case, I've lost my buddy, the bucket. So I'm feeling a little unmotivated to go on. It's almost midnight, so I think I will take a break. Maybe I will come back tomorrow. I want to be sure I've gotten everything. But just in case I have, I wanted to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly had a lot of fun. This was a really wacky, fun little game with a lot of interesting commentary on choices and narrative. And I thought it was really entertaining, very fun. So, yeah, thanks. Bye.